on your backs.
Okay.
Just take it easy. Yeah, don't overdo anything at all, please. I will go ahead and mute you. Mute.
Somebody else.
So come to lie on your backs and then come into, like, if it's comfortable for your legs and the back, take Shavasana legs. So long legs and take the arms out to the side, really spread out like a starfish. And then let everything settle down into the mat. Close the eyes. Take a few breaths here to let go of any physical tension. Let go of anything that you're holding on to from your day. Make any little adjustments that you need to be really comfy here. And then feel the shape of the body. Feel all the space. Down the sides of the body, the front of the body, the back of the body. And then bring your attention now onto your breath. Notice how your natural breath feels. Notice where it moves to. Following each inhale and each exhale. And then imagining the torso as a big cylinder like a glass, and start to deepen the breath. As you inhale, the glass fills up, and as you exhale, the glass empties. Continue with this deepening and lengthening of the breath. So on your inhale, everything expands, and on the exhale, everything draws in. Continue. The inhale, the ribs and the belly and the back expand. And the exhale, everything contracts. And work towards feeling this even expansion through the ribs, front, back, sides of the ribs, and then into the belly and the sides of the waist and the lower back. And just take 3 or 4 more breaths like this. There's also often a tendency to kind of hold the lower belly and let that stick out with the inhale, and then draw in with the exhale. Just a couple more breaths here. And then let go of the full deep breathing. And start to connect to a smooth, easy breath that you can use through the practice. Remembering to take a break whenever you need to, modify when you need to, and take any variations that you might like to work with. And bring the awareness into the mind and take a moment to set your intention for tonight's practice. We'll take an inhale together. Send out your intentions with your next exhale. And carefully bring both of the knees into the chest. And really squeeze them in. Let that release across the lower back and take a little rock from side to side. Keep the right knee drawing in. The knee comes towards your armpit and extend the left leg long. Kick out through the left heel and squeeze the right leg in. Take some ankle rolls. Just a couple of times in each direction. And then take a hamstring stretch. Kick your right heel up to the ceiling. Interlace around the hamstring. And then gently draw that leg in. And lengthen the right hip away from the right shoulder or armpit. Now bend the left knee, plant the left foot, take it into figure 4, crossing the ankle over the left thigh. And then interlace your fingers around the back of the left thigh. And nudge your right knee open with your right elbow. And take a couple of breaths here. Keep the right foot flexed. And then gently release. Switching sides. So bring your left knee in and extend the right leg long. Squeeze the left knee towards the armpit. Take a couple of ankle rolls. And then working that leg towards straight, interlacing around the left thigh. You kick out through the heel, but bend the knee as much as you need to. You don't need to bring the leg in that far to feel the stretch down the back of the leg. 2 more breaths here. Moving into figure 4, bend the right knee, left ankle on the right thigh, and then thread the needle. The left foot stays flexed, and the right foot just dangles down by the bum. 2 more breaths here. And then release. Bring both feet down onto the mat. Pause for a moment. Notice any shifts that may have happened at this stage in your physical body, your mood, your energy. And then bring the knees in. We're going to rock up to sit. Bring your hands onto your knees. Lengthen the spine. Lift up through the top of the head. And then you might bring your shins up. Either hold on behind the knees or extend the arms out. Relax the shoulders. Keep breathing. 3 more full breaths here. So awareness in the core to help you sit up a little bit taller. One more breath. Soften the face. And then release. Bring your feet down. Bring your hands down behind your back. Now, depending on how your wrists or your shoulders are, you might need to turn the fingers out a little bit. We're going to lift up into reverse tabletop. So either lift the hips up or just take a gentle back bend if that's better for you. Otherwise, we're going to push into the hands, lift the hips. And then use an exhale to lower back down. And we're going to do that 2 more times. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, release down. Once more, inhale, lifting up. Exhale to release. Come into Navasana, second round. So starting off with the big toes down. And you can stay here or bring the shins up, push out through the toe mounds, and maybe extend the arms forward for 3 more breaths. One more deep breath. Cross the shins, roll forward to all fours. The wrists are under the shoulders and the knees under the hips. And start to move through cow and cat. On the inhale, trace the gaze up towards the ceiling. Shoulder blades squeeze down the back. On your exhale, round the back and the shoulder blades spread, chin to chest. Keep moving with your own breath. Inhaling to look up. Exhaling to round, belly button draws in. And now feel free to make it a little bit more freestyle. So maybe rolling the belly, circling the hips, letting the head hang. Just take a couple more breaths. Then slow the movement down and come to a neutral spine. And push into the hands and just notice that lift up. We don't collapse down, the shoulders, the shoulder blades spread apart. Tuck the toes and push back to downward facing dog. Lift your sit bones up and back. And slowly pedal out the feet. So bend one knee as you push the opposite heel down. And then switch sides. Couple more times like this. And come to stillness here. Now the fingers spread wide and you might turn the fingers out a little bit. Your heels turn out slightly and the spine lengthens. You can lengthen by pushing into your hands, lifting the tailbone up and sinking the chest towards your thighs. On your next inhale, come forward into a plank. If you need to modify, you drop your knees down. On an exhale, push back, downward facing dog. Again, inhale, coming forward to plank or a modified plank. Exhale, you push back, down dog. One more time. Inhale, come forward into your plank. Exhale, release the knees and then this time lower onto your belly. And take the fingers out to the sides with the elbows up. Keep the gaze down. Inhale, lift the chest any amount. Exhale, release down. Inhale to bend the right knee as you lift up. Exhale to release. Inhale, you lift up, left knee bends. Exhale, release. Hands under the shoulders. Inhale, tuck the toes, push back, seat to heel, slow motion. And exhale back to down dog. Once more, inhale, coming forward into your plank. We're going to take a side plank on the right, either full side plank or modify with your right knee down. And the right shin pivots to the side. Push the left foot in. Reach the left hand high. And take a couple of breaths here. Come back to center, full or modified plank, and then switch sides. Side plank on the left. Reach the right hand high. One more breath here, reach up. Come back to center. Take an inhale in your plank. And then exhale, bend the elbows to lower down. Bring your arms by the side so the palms turn down, thumbs out. Inhale, push the tops of the feet down. Exhale, heavy the pelvis down. On your next inhale, lift the chest. Then you might lift your toes. Maybe reach the hands away behind you. If you've got space, you can bring them in front of you for an extra challenge. And we're here for 2 more breaths. So feel really strong through the calves, the hamstrings. Your toes are spreading. The buttocks are clenched. And the back body is strong. 1 more breath. And then release, bring your hands under your shoulders. Inhale, tuck the toes, push back, seat to heel slowly. And exhale back to downward facing dog. We're going to take that 1 more time. Inhale to come forward into your plank. Moving into your side plank on the right. If the wrist is sore, you might bring that right hand more towards the top of the mat. And then you can play here with any variation. So maybe lift the left leg, extend the left hand over the left ear, or perhaps you bend the left knee and bring the left hand to the left foot, and then kick and open up. 1 more breath. Slowly release and come back to center. And we switch sides. Side plank on the left. And take any variations that you want to play with. Maybe you lift the right leg. Perhaps reach the right hand over the right ear. Or go for the bind. So bending the right knee and the right hand comes to the right foot. And open up. 1 more breath here. Come back to center. Take an inhale and use your exhale to lower onto your belly. This time inhale for cobra or upward facing dog. So in up dog, the knees and the thighs lift, the legs are strong. Squeeze of the shoulder blades together to open the front of the chest. On your exhale, go back to down dog. Either go through your knees or through plank. Lift the hips up and back. And take 3 to 5 breaths. Lengthen the spine. Lift the sit bones up and the head hangs heavy. Anytime you need to modify your down dog, come into child's pose or all fours. One more breath here. On your next exhale, look forward and slowly walk to the top of the mat. Inhaling for a halfway lift, long spine. Exhale, fold in. On your next inhale, rise all the way up to stand, reach up, palms touch. Exhale, hands in prayer. Stabilize the breath. Release the hands by your sides. On the next inhale, reach up, bring your right hand to the left wrist. Use another inhale to lengthen, and then hinge over to your right, pushing the hips to the left. Your right hand's kind of pulling on the left hand. And relax the shoulders, lift the chin a little bit. On your next inhale, rise up, reach up, and switch sides. Inhale, you lengthen. Exhale, flow to your left. Soften the shoulders. Good. On your next inhale, come back up. And then exhale, cactus the arms, squeezing the shoulder blades together and take the gaze up. Inhale, reach up. And then exhale to swan dive forwards. Halfway lift on your inhale. Exhale, step back to plank. Inhale. Exhale as you lower. Inhale for your back bend, cobra or up dog. It doesn't need to be big. Exhale, go back to down dog. Smooth out the breath. Make those little adjustments that you need and then settle in. Come to stillness and watch your breath. Two more full breaths here. On the next exhale, look forward and step or hop to the top of the mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale to fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hands in prayer. Moving into standing figure 4, the right knee lifts up. And then we cross the right ankle on the left thigh and open the right knee up. And then sit down. As you sit down, keep the chest lifted. Standing figure 4. One more breath. And then we move into our tree pose. So just place the foot where you want it to go, either on the calf, maybe the heel just above the ankle, or perhaps it comes to the top of the left thigh if you really want. And then lift your chest into your thumbs. Keep breathing. Option then to reach the hands high. On your next exhale, the hands come back into prayer. Inhale the right knee forwards. And then release. And we switch sides. Left knee lifts. Crossing the left ankle over the right thigh. Sit down. Keep breathing. Your gaze is fixed on one spot and then transition into your tree. Pushing the left foot into the right leg for stability. Soften your shoulders. And feel free to grow your branches. Deepen the breath. On your next exhale, bring the hands into prayer. Draw the left knee forwards. And release to Tadasana, hands by your sides. We'll flow through again. Inhale, reach up. Exhale to fold forwards. Keep the spine long. Bend the knees as much as you need to. Halfway lift on the inhale. Exhale back to plank. Take an inhale here, lift the hips a little bit. And then exhale, lower down with control. Inhaling for cobra or up dog. Exhale, move back to down dog, no rush. Two more breaths. On an exhale, look forwards. Step or hop to the top. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale to fold. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands in prayer. Figure 4 on the right. Lift the right knee. Right ankle on the left thigh and sit down. Find your tree pose. Just one breath here. Keep your hands in prayer. And then we flow back through warrior 3. Kick the right heel behind you. And come forward any amount. A little bend in the left knee is good. Keep the chest lifted, shoulders soft. And then bending the left knee, slow motion, step the right foot back. And drop the right knee down in a low lunge. Lift the chest back out of the lunge a little bit. Lift the gaze and find a back bend through the upper back. And be careful that there's no crunching into the lower back. On your exhale, look down, bring the hands down. We're going to push back to half split. So wriggle this left heel forward any amount. Flex the foot. Lengthen on an inhale. And then hinge forward on your exhale. Breathe into the strongest sensation. On your next inhale, come back into the lunge. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, and step forward for a halfway lift. Exhale, you fold in. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands in prayer. Figure 4 on the left knee lifts. Left ankle over the right thigh, and sit down. Mindful transition into your tree. Stand tall and feel rooted through the right foot. Moving into warrior 3, the left knee comes forward and then you kick out through the heel. Anchoring through the right foot, through your gaze point and through the breath. Slow motion, bend the right knee and step the left toes back. Coming into the low lunge, the left knee drops down. Back out of the lunge a little bit. And then lift the chest into the thumbs and lean back, look up. But feel long and open through the back of the body, no compression. On your next exhale, look down, bring your hands down, and then step back to down dog. Down dog, all fours, or straight to child's pose. And then you can choose, you either rest or move through a vinyasa, your choice. Follow the breath. One breath, one movement. We'll meet in down dog or child's pose when you're ready. Just a couple more breaths here. And on an exhale, look forward, step or hop to the top of the mat. And take your hands out, your feet outside of your hands for a squat. So the usual options, either feet are flat and the hands come into prayer, or you can sit on a block. I imagine people have little milking stools nearby. You could use one of those. Or maybe have a go at crow. So spread the fingers wide. If you want to have a go, I know Scott would like to have a go at this evening. Hands down, shoulder width. Lift the hips up, bring your knees into the backs of the arms or the armpits. And look forwards. And then play with lifting one toe, one foot off, and the other foot. Maybe both feet fly up. 2 more breaths wherever you are. So if you're not playing with crow, keep the awareness on your breath. Bring your hands down, lift the hips up, bring the feet hip width for ragdoll, and then hang heavy. Let the head go. Take any arm variation here, either hands onto opposite elbows, or you might interlace around the back of the neck, or interlace behind the back for a chest expansion. And take a couple more breaths here, maybe swaying or rocking. And then we release the hands down. Then we step straight back to downward facing dog. On your inhale, lift the right leg up, 3-legged dog, and bend the knee and open the hip. And check that the shoulders are square. So drop the right shoulder down, lift the knee up, sink the left heel down. On an inhale, kick out through the right foot. Exhale, crunch knee to nose round the back and step the right foot through. Drop the back heel down for side angle pose. Now, you either bring your forearm onto your thigh, or you could use a block inside the right foot, or you might bring your hand inside the right foot. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, draw the left shoulder open and reach the left hand high, or maybe that karate chop over the left ear. And then a little push into the feet to lift up so that weight comes out of the right elbow. On your next inhale, rise to warrior 2, both arms parallel. Gazing over the front hand. And then see where you can soften. Flip the front palm and start to reach up and reverse. Keep breathing. Drop this right shoulder down away from the ear. On an inhale, work the front leg towards straight. We move into triangle pose, so shorten the stance if you need to. Exhale to reach forward and keep the length through the sides. And release the right hand down, either to your shin or a block. Left hand high. Use an inhale to lengthen. Exhale to move into your twist. And let your gaze go wherever is most comfortable for your neck. So don't feel any tension through the neck or the shoulders. On your next exhale, look down and bring the hands down to frame the front foot. Step back to your 3-legged dog, right leg high. And then you decide, you either rest in down dog or child's pose or move through a vinyasa. 1 breath, 1 movement. Moving on to the second side. Inhale, lifts the left leg up. Bend the left knee and open the hip. Bring that knee up towards the ceiling and let the left foot just hang down by your bum. Floppy left foot. On your inhale, kick out through the left heel. Square the hips. Exhale, use your core to crunch knee towards the nose and round the upper back. And then step the left foot through. Drop the back heel down. Find your side angle pose. Inhale, you lengthen. Exhale, you draw the top shoulder open. And reach the right hand high. Or take it over the right ear. Keep breathing. Good. Feel into your legs. Keep the legs exactly as they are, but lift the shoulders over the hips and the arms come parallel to your mat. Warrior two. Keep your lunge. Flip the front palm and reverse. The right hand just rests on the back thigh. So we've got a hip opening through the left or the inner thigh, hip and inner thigh. And also this opening through the left side waist. On your inhale, straighten the front leg and take it into triangle pose. Move your feet if you need to, start to reach forwards. Release the left hand down, take the right hand high. Inhale, puffs up the chest, lengthen. Exhale, open up, maybe lean back a little bit. On your next exhale, look down. Bring the hands down and kick back to your three-legged dog. And then take a break or move through your vinyasa. High plank on an inhale. Exhale, you lower down. Inhaling for your back bend. Exhale to down dog. Take 3 full breaths. And remember your intention. On your next exhale, look forwards. Step or hop to the top. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale as you fold in and the belly draws in, head hangs heavy. Bring your big toes to touch. Sink the hips down and lift into chair pose. Keep the legs strong and sit a little bit deeper. On your next exhale, fold in. Step back to down dog. On an inhale, lift the right leg, three-legged dog. Bend the knee, open the hip. Inhale, kick out. Exhale, step through, side angle pose. And the option this time is to take a bind if that's in your practice. You reach the left hand up and then drape it around the back. But you might take this half bind. If you want to go for the full bind, drop your right shoulder down and then reach your right hand around the back of the right thigh and see if you can find your fingers and then draw the right shoulder open. 2 more breaths here. Use your connection through the feet, the legs to get that lift up. Good. On your next inhale, make your way into warrior two. Bring the left hand onto the left hip, and we'll take a half moon variation. So don't rely on any blocks or props here. Just take the weight into your right leg, bend the right knee, and look down. So feel like your gaze is just anchored onto one spot, and reach your right hand down. Imagine that you're holding on to something. And then this left leg with the foot flex will float up any amount. And if you're steady, you might then try to reach the left hand up. Still breathing. Maybe bring the hands into prayer. Draw the chest into the thumbs, open up. Preparing to step back into Warrior Two, you start to bend the right knee. Place the left foot down. Open hips and arms. And smooth out the breath. On your next exhale, take the hands down, frame the front foot, step back to your three-legged dog, and then you choose either move through your flow or take a break. Whatever you're doing, your awareness is on the breath. Moving on to the second side. Inhale to lift the left leg. Bend the left knee and open the hip. Inhale again to kick out through the left heel. Exhale, use your core, crunch the knee to nose and step through. Side angle pose. Option to take it into the bind. Right hand comes behind. You might stay in the half bind or reach your left hand around the thigh and bring your fingers together. But keep that lifting up wherever you are, not just collapsing down. One more breath here. Use an inhale to make your way into Warrior Two. Find your breath. Bring your right hand onto the right hip and we play with this half moon in variation. So fix the gaze down. Feel your left foot on the mat and the left leg is strong. Flex the right foot. And then take it into your expression. If you have a wall to lean against, you can do that. Maybe you bring your hands into prayer, lift the chest into the thumbs. Couple more breaths here. And then gracefully bending the left knee, stepping the right foot back, opening into Warrior Two. Take one more breath here. Bring the hands down and step back to your three-legged dog. Then take a final vinyasa. We'll drop the knees down and come into child's pose. And we'll all meet in child's pose. The big toes touch. Take the knees nice and wide. Let the chest sink down. Forehead is supported by the mat or your hands or a block. And deepen the breath. Find that same big breath that fills the torso up with the inhale. And then squeeze the breath out on your exhale. Notice how deep the breath is now. 2 breaths here. Start to walk the hands in, come up to sit. Push the hips over to one side and then extend the legs forward. Paschimottanasana. Inhale, lift the rib cage. Exhale, draw the belly in and fold forwards. Really feel like you're bringing your breastbone towards the big toes and then turn the gaze down to the shins. Take another inhale here to lift up and lengthen. And then exhale to soften and fold in. And come back to your breath, following each inhale and each exhale. And keep the attention on the breath, on the physical sensations. On your next inhale, lift up. Bring the right knee in. Turn the knee out, Janu Shirshasana. Using a block under that knee if there's any pain. Inhale, lengthens the spine. Turn the chest towards the left big toe and then fold forwards. Inhale again to lift and lengthen. And exhale to fold in. Option to take the crisscross grip, so bringing your right hand to the outside of the left foot and the left hand to the inside of the left foot, if that's easily available to you. If not, just keep your hands down either side of the leg, gaze down towards your shin. Feel like you're lengthening through the top of the head and your sit bones are tilting out behind you. Come back to the breath. The next inhale, rise up and just switch sides. Bring the right knee in, right leg extends, left knee falls out to the side. Inhale, you sit tall and exhale to fold in. I can definitely feel personally that my left side is much tighter than my right. And that's fine, that's normal. You can use the breath to kind of massage out that any holding, any resistance. Gently rise back up. The soles of the feet together, Baddha Konasana. The knees fall open. Inhale, lifts the top of the head. And then exhale, lean forward, switch the grip around the toes. Elbows into the shins. Relax the shoulders and the face. So you've got gravity pulling the knees down. You've got your elbows gently pushing the shins down. So you don't need to hunch the shoulders or grind the teeth. Come back to the breath and let that swirl around any of that holding that's in the groin or the inner thighs, wherever it might be for you. Gently lift out, bring the knees together, plant the feet at the top of the mat, and then make your way down onto your back. Bring the knees in and then hands on the knees, circle the knees in opposite directions, frog circles. So let that be a little massage on the lower back and a release through the hips. Switch directions. And then a sway from side to side. And depending on where your knees are, so if the knees are above the hips, that will give you a little massage more across the lower back. If you bring the knees in towards the chest, then you can move that so you're rolling across the middle and the upper back. And we're going to come into a twist, so you can take any twist that you prefer. You'll bump the hips a little bit to your left, or let the knees roll to your right. Let the right hand either rest on your belly, out to the side, or on the left thigh. And the left arm extends out to your left. If the neck's happy with it, the head can roll to the left. And feel really soft and heavy here. Keep the breath deep. And very gently just switch sides. Hips shift over to the right, knees fall off to your left. Make your adjustments and settle in. You might be watching the breath in the nostrils, or the chest, or maybe the belly. And then make your way back to center and bring the knees in. Give yourself a squeeze. And we'll release into Shavasana, so extending the legs long. If you want to bring your legs up onto the wall or over the side of the bed or the sofa, go ahead. Otherwise, extend the legs long, feet to the edges of the mat, and the toes roll out. Bring the arms by your sides and then take them about a foot or so away. Get some air circulating. Draw the shoulder blades under the back. Soften through the face, so you might lick the lips, release the tongue. And feel the shape of the body. Be aware of the connection between the back of the body and the floor, and let that be a support to you so you're completely held. No physical effort, let any holding just drop away. And your breath comes back to your natural cycle. Observe for a moment any sensations that are happening. We'll take a few minutes in stillness and quiet to absorb the benefits of your practice. Bring the awareness back into the physical body, and the stillness of the body. And then notice the gentle rise and fall, the movement of the belly with the breath. Start to deepen the breath, seeing the torso as this vessel for the breath, and allow the breath to move in deep and full. Let that re-energize the body and start to move the fingers and the toes. Maybe roll out the wrists or the ankles. Take any movements that you would like to take this evening. I always think it's best not to do anything too energetic at 8 o'clock at night. Just let yourself start to wind down and accept however you're feeling from the practice. When you're ready, bring the knees in and make your way onto your side and hold it in the fetal position for a while. Just letting go of anything that's not going to serve you this evening. Physically, mentally, or emotionally. And then make your way up to sit, bringing the hands into prayer in front of the heart. Close the eyes. And take a moment to observe how you're feeling now. In the body and the mind and the breath, maybe your energy, your mood. Take the thumbs to the third eye and remember your intention. Be open to any new words or statements that come to you at this point. You can take those away with you. We bow the head to the heart to seal the practice, to honor yourself. Namaste. Thank you, everybody. So no class next week. And